Audio Jungle.
What's up guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over Allura Cosplay tips and tricks. I'm going to hit everything. I'm going to talk about how I do the makeup, how I do the wig, which I'm not good at styling wigs, but I'm going to go over it anyways. And I'm going to go over the cosplay jumpsuit that I made for her. I'll go over all those tips shortly, but first we're going to talk about makeup. What's up guys, Gucci gang. So, first I start off by priming my face. I use this redness correcting primer because my face is really red. Still looks red even though I've already used this. And I combine it just with an inexpensive face moisturizer because I have really dry skin. So I knock off two things at the same time and just get them out of the way. Get a little bit of the redness corrected. Not a lot, but I really try. When I'm doing cosplay stuff, like I said, I really like to get rid of that red, because I have a lot of self-confidence issues with that. So I use a kind of little bit lighter foundation than what I probably should use. Right now I've been using the Ordinary foundation. It's a high coverage foundation formula. That's what I use for cosplay. It's not what I use for every day. But let's just go ahead and apply this to no sound because I don't want to get in trouble for copywriting issues. When I apply the birthmarks, I like to use a white felt tip liner base first because I find that if you put the white on first and then layer pink over it, it actually makes it more vibrant. So what I'm using for this is a NYX felt tip liner. It is inexpensive and pretty effective. It gets the job done. I look real white, but that's also because I don't know how to set up a good camera shot. So don't roast me. It's okay if it's like streaky and doesn't look good because you're going to be applying pink over it. The key is just to get a lot of white on there that can act as a good background for the pink. I don't know how to speak. So now we're going to try and make the other one even, which is similar to doing your eyebrows. Isn't very easy, but I'll give it a shot anyways. So next I'm going to do the pink layer. This is also NYX Vivid Brights, Vivid Petal, Vivid Liner. I don't know, Vivid whatever. I'm going to go ahead and try and cover these with pink, make a nice crisp line. We'll see how that goes. I'm not on my best tonight, but we're trying. My next step is I'm going to set it with this little eyeshadow that's a little bit of a darker pink and glittery, also from NYX, not sponsored by NYX, but I'm going to go ahead and set it with that once everything dries. To be honest, for brushes, I have like a whole bunch of little ones and I'm really not good at makeup, so I don't know the names or anything, but today I'm just going to use this e.l.f. one because I'm finding it suitable this evening. When you're setting the marks, it's okay to go outside of the line. Don't get really intense about that because we're going to clean it up after. I'm not going to use concealer today. I'm just going to use my foundation. You can definitely use concealer to clean that up, but I'm just going to use the foundation I used before. I like a really thin brush to clean up that edge. So this is a Bobbi Brown one. This is like really expensive. Literally you could use like, you know, those really thin paintbrushes. You could literally use that, like the ones they sell at the dollar store. I'm going to be a fancy girl and use this, but do whatever your heart desires. I'm going to go ahead and clean up them edges. Okay, so I made some adjustments off camera and I am happy with how they are now. So the next step would be to do the rest of your makeup wherever you see fit, however you want to do it. When I'm cosplaying, I like to do a little bit more than what I do regularly, which is next to nothing, so I like to do a little bit of makeup. Right now I'm just going in with some bronzer. You can do concealer, you can do under eye powder, you can do some baking, you can do all of that. I don't like to because when I do this, especially the last time I cosplayed this, it was like 1,000 degrees out, so I didn't like to go too intense for the makeup. For Allura's eyebrows, they are white to match her hair. For me, I don't want to do that, but it's possible you can glue them down and then paint them on white, or you can try and use like a white mascara or eyebrow gel or something. I really don't think it's necessary to do eyebrows, but that's just my interpretation of the cosplay. I mean, if you want to be exact, you can do the white eyebrows, but I don't really want to. I think I want a blinding highlight, so what I'm going to start with, I'm going to do two highlights. I'm going to start with the MAC Double Gleam and just do a hint of that. I use a pretty thick brush when I'm doing highlight because I just love highlight. And I'm going to layer it with maybe, what's this one called? I'm going to do Eclipse. It's kind of like a yellowy orange one, like a peachy. Oh. Okay, so once you have your lips going, I don't, but once you do and everything's good to go, we're gonna set the crap out of it. Especially on a convention day, if you're gonna be in cosplay for like 12 hours or whatever. I use Urban Decay All-Nighter. It's just the go-to. I really like Fix Plus, but I'm running out, so I don't want to use it. So I'm gonna just use a lot of this. I like to keep this look simple just because I want it to be all about the markings, and I know when you do cosplay it's nice to do like false lashes and stuff, but I really hate those. So if you want like other makeup tutorials, I'm not the right person for that. So before I put on my wig, I put my crown that I made on first. I actually get really intense and just glue it in my hair because I don't want it falling out. I've also used, there's a lot of stuff on the back of here. I used eyelash glue once, double-sided tape. There's like a Cinema Secrets glue that you can use, and I just run it down here and stick it to my forehead because, once again, if you're going to be walking around in cosplay like all day, you really just, you don't want to have to worry about it. So I glue it down and I clip these bits in the wig cap so it was nice and secure and will not come off. I made this with a just a pretty gold ribbon and a blue jewel that I found at Michael's. It doesn't look exactly how Allura's looks, but I think it works for the shape of my forehead and what I'm kind of going for, and it gives off that vibe. It's not that bad. And I really like the gold ribbon. I think it stands out really nicely. And another detail that I add onto the cosplay are her earrings. These came off of a necklace that I found at Michael's, and I just use like invisible thread, and I don't have my ears pierced, so I wrap them around and clip them up here, and I also have glued these on in the past because I'm really anal about that and I don't want anything falling off. If your ears are pierced, it's probably easier to get these on. But yeah, I just wrap them around. And then once everything is on, make sure it's all clipped in, and you can put your wig on, which just covers everything. I also like to glue my wig down because I don't like how they slide back and I have to keep on tugging at it. I've bobby pinned it on in the past, but when I'm very dedicated, I will glue it on. So now I'm going to go over my wigs that I use for my Allura cosplay, so let's go ahead and go to that. Shook the whole table. The first wig that I used for my cosplay, I don't remember where I got it from, and basically it was this long white wig that we somehow managed to get into a ponytail and wrap the end around itself until it was a bun and secure it with that super fun pink scrunchie. I left the bangs out and some extra pieces to wrap around the back, so in case you saw my hairline or anything like that, it was easier to cover. It was really heavy, so I had to glue this one down most of the time when I wore it. But this one is white and very similar to what Allura's hair looks like. The second wig I ordered off of Wish, and my plans for this was always to have it half up, half down. I don't even know how I managed to get it half up, half down. It was really hard and not fun, but I ended up cutting a lot of things and it ended up looking how I wanted it to. It's not white, it's gray, but I think it's pretty similar, and to be honest, I like this one better than the other one. I think it looks better on me. Hi everyone, I'm back. My hair is different and my marks are gone, but now we are going to talk about the bodysuit, which was the hardest thing to do on earth. It took me 2 weeks full of working with no breaks, really. Here she is. So I got a white jumpsuit from Morph Suit, and it's the one that has like the face. That's why this weird thing is here, because it zips up all the way and it covers the head. I cut that part off. The reason why I got this was because I was short of time and I couldn't order one from somewhere that would take like a month or 2 months to get here. So I started with that as the base, and then what I did with all of the decals, or whatever you'd call them, there's a technical term for it, I don't know what it is. So this jumpsuit the material is 4-way stretch fabric, spandex, nylon, whatever. So I matched the fabric overlaying it. This is the foot, by the way, it's really dirty. I don't know why I chose the grossest part. But I matched like the pieces that I added on with a 4-way stretch nylon as well. The reason why I liked doing this was I was able to adjust the pieces slightly to work better with my body, because I'm not a size 0, so I decided, why don't we accentuate the things that I like using these pieces and hide the things I don't like, which is great that there's black shorts on the bottom. I have broader shoulders, so I kind of made this more of like a racerback style because it looks better. And just little details like that. I did run out of time towards the end, and there are parts that are still not sewed on, but I left them and parts that are glued on too. I just ended up working the best I could, but it took me 2 weeks and I ran out of time still. So she has these like hip pieces on the side that kind of stick out. What I did for those, I used pillow stuffing and then glued it on. Hot glue, honestly, it's really not the worst thing to happen during last minute stuff. I don't even know if I could sew this on. I'm definitely not talented enough. I also did the wrist bits, like she has those cuffs. I did those the same way. I sewed them and then stuffed them and then glued them shut, but I lost them at the last Anime North convention and I left them in the bathroom, so I don't have those to show. So those are all the steps for my Allura cosplay. It's a long process. It took forever to make, but it was really fun to cosplay. She's my favorite character to cosplay and probably my best cosplay. All my other ones are horrible. And maybe I will do a really crappy CMV with her soon. Who knows? Please feel free to check out all my other videos. They're all really bad, in a good way, I would say. And yeah, hit me up.